this, and that, and that, and this.
Well, okay, I got a question. Because there's two sequel games that particular canon of Fire Emblem, is there a reason why Radiant is a key name in that game? Is there some type of like MacGuffin?
That's just it's just a similar naming convention to say that it's still part of the same narrative.
So there's
Same.
no in story
Like
thing that's
back
talking
when
about a
they
Radiant
were
something.
doing Mars
Not that
games,
I know of,
they did
but
call Mars sequel game the new mystery of the emblem.
yeah. Whereas the original was just Mystery of the Emblem, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then
And
similar concept to like games in Castlevania, or at least I think there's only one set of games that actually has that naming convention type thing, though.
Hmm. Yeah, because I know it's very rare for them to double dip in their canon games. It's almost like Final Fantasy when it comes to the
Yeah,
canons. Because they jump ship from one lore to another, and then Fates was trying to make it seem like it seemed like they were all connected. So that
very
Awakening did it first
poorly.
with the whole universe thing,
Yeah, that was all just weird.
I
and
didn't
then they
like the
gave Ike a descendant, which nobody ever cares or remembers about.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, this game thankfully doesn't try to tie itself to any other type of canon stuff, which I appreciate.
If
I
they were
think
going to, they would have done it by now.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe in
like
Fire
what
Emblem Warriors 2, these characters will all be put in there because Warriors was really cashing in on the Awakening slash Fates popularity at the time.
yeah, which was really stupid of them because like
It was
there's
it was harmless.
they had like the like two or three standout popular characters from previous titles, and then the rest of the cast was just Awakening and Fate. And I was like, why? Like,
Again,
we're
it was
we're
obvious that they
like
were
this
cashing
should
in.
have like 30 different lords in it, and like 50 50 of like the other characters from the previous
I was
all the
honestly
previous
surprised
games,
Ike never made it into the game.
right? Like of all people, like you leave out Ike,
Not
Because
even
Lynn was
Roy.
never supposed to be in the game as a DLC
Roy.
character.
Roy, I can understand why they wouldn't put him in. Let's be
I know,
real.
but if they're not going to put in Ike, they got to at least put in Roy.
Like
One or the
so,
other.
like obviously they got to have Marth, right?
Yeah,
Because
poster boy.
he's the first Fire Emblem, and then of course they were going to put in Crom because Awakening revived the series.
And he's the descendant of Marth anyway, so.
And
Yeah,
then Lucina because also descendant.
yeah, and then you know naturally there's going to be a couple of characters from Fates because that directly followed Awakening and sold just as well
Mhm.
as Awakening.
Also
But
a
the fact
few
that
from Mars game, like Tira and Tiki.
yeah,
Here,
yeah, Iki's of course going to be included as well because she's been in like four different games.
here's a fun little fun fact though for Warriors though. Lynn was never planned to be in the game.
No, she was not.
She was
The fact that she was DLC is kind of proof of that, which is weird because
she
you
was never
know,
planned to be a DLC. That was the thing. It wasn't until fan outcry for her to be in the game that they decide, okay, we'll add
yeah,
her as DLC then.
yeah. I was like, somebody who didn't really follow it, the fact that she came out as DLC later is kind of clear that she was never planned because why the fuck would you not have one of the most popular characters from the franchise in a game celebrating the fucking franchise?
I remember people were complaining so much that they gave her pants. They gave her pants in Warriors. That was like one of
Eh,
the worst complaints that I heard from that side of the
my
gaming
worst
development.
complaint about her is that her and several of the other character models just don't look right in that game.
Really? I thought they were on model.
They, they look like a predecessor to this game currently, and Honestly,
Ooh,
I
speaking of
don't like
bad
the art.
models,
This
Uh,
guy.
so
Are you expecting all the characters to look like the CGI cutscenes? I mean, I'm not arguing with that sentiment if you do want that, but I mean, one thing I've noticed across the board with Fire Emblem is that they don't tend to put a lot of high fidelity graphics into their models, both in game and to some extent some of the cutscenes. Because you look, one of the major flaws of this game, at least playing it more than one time for me, is the conversations are great, but their animations are so overused. It sometimes can take you out of
yeah,
what they're trying to
this
express, especially since it's a
presentation
voice
is
actor.
very, very bad, I
Yeah,
would say.
a lot of reused animation assets. It's very obvious from anyone that's ever played a video game in their life. They're using stock animations in a console game. Whereas if you played it on a handheld, you could forgive it more.
It because it just be a still image.
Yeah.
It's a very detailed still
on the
image.
bright side, they lip sync to the English.
Wait, what?
Doesn't help it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I honestly couldn't tell
The,
that.
like the fact that you're mostly going to be glued to the text box anyway
They
doesn't really help that.
they do have a few unique-ish animations, like they tweak them for
Yeah,
certain
for
scenes.
specific things.
Nothing's ever going to top in terms of laziness with one of the side missions where you have to rescue this merchant dude who, oh, you don't rescue him, he dies. But right before they cut to black, when they imply that the group of soldiers are going to kill him, he kneels down as they imply with the animation that he's cowering in fear. But it's just the animation of when the kids go touching the ground, searching for things. So it's like, oh man, that is so bad. That is so
Is he
bad.
Wow.
actually making the movements of searching for something?
Yeah, it's very they cut almost right before you see him like using that animation, and it's so badly done. It's like, oh my goodness, that's bad. That's really bad. But yeah,
Alright, time to start the mission.
yeah, we're most likely not going to get into the next mission today or this week, rather.
No,
Yeah.
not that mission. Mission to get Lycidia.
Oh yeah,
To get the nuke.
get the nuke. I don't even know how to properly use the nuke, so we're probably not gonna get the most value from her. But to get since we're having dialogue with our bro Sedith, to quickly get off on topic of the game before we get back to graphics and how it's used, because we did such a good job in the mock battle, and we bonded with our students. We're now going to be taking missions for the church all of a sudden. So yeah, our next mission is to go flush out those bandits we didn't actually kill from the tutorial level because once the church realized that they're still alive, they want them dead because nobody messes with the church's people. So
Mm,
And the Fire Knight just left them behind to die.
because he failed his mission. So yeah,
yep.
now that you guys are aware of what's going on plot wise, going back to the graphics, however, like look at it. These models look good. It's just what they do with
Yeah.
them is not good.
Yeah. And yeah, like I was saying with warriors, the models in there look like, you know, just slightly worse versions of these.
I
And
haven't played that game in
I
such a long
don't
time.
think it fits a lot of some of the characters, at least with the Linda specifically. Like I don't feel like that really fit for design.
How long has it been since you've seen the models for the game?
Probably more than 7 months.
Yeah, I haven't touched that game since this game really came out. Well, actually, no, it's been longer than that. I had my fun with Warriors. No, don't get me wrong. It was a fun time. The
I've
the
I
only
frame
didn't
rate
seen
really buy
YouTube
tanks.
any of the
videos.
DLC.
The frame rate tanks when you try to play multiplayer. I'm just gonna say that because my dad and I played multiplayer with that game, and boy, don't ever play multiplayer with that game.
I watched some footage of the game on YouTube.
Yeah, the
Some
game
of
is
it was
harmless. The game's harmless. The plot means nothing.
mainly was showing off the what was it? How like half the cast are basically clones.
Yes, yes.
Like you have like no actual unique move sets between the characters,
I believe
which
this.
is also extremely disappointing considering that like Fire Emblem has the whole weapon triangle thing. Like you would think
They
that
do implement that, but it's a lot less
right,
pronounced
but
than
that's more like what's it? What am I thinking of? It's like just like weapon affinities in Dynasty Warriors, uh, Dynasty Warriors 8. Like okay, you have a certain affinity on a weapon, boom, you have either an advantage against against an officer or a disadvantage depending on their own affinity. That's all it was. It doesn't affect anything else. Like they should have included like actual unique move sets for the characters based on both their weapon and you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. A lot of time I didn't really think much about the item set in the game because I could just kind of bulldoze through them just by raw power.
that bird
Hmm.
just disappeared.
Yeah, that
Well,
happens in this game.
did you ever play did you ever play Hyrule Warriors or no?
I played it for the Wii U. I put a lot of hours
Okay,
into it.
but you experienced it.
Yes, I did.
That came out before Fire Emblem Warriors,
Yep, I know. And there was more depth
and
to it.
it has so much more so much more thought and quality put into it.
Well, you also got to remember it's The Legend of Zelda. Nintendo cares more about the IPs that sell well.
Right, but like also keeping in mind it's the Legend of Zelda turned into a Warriors title.
Yes,
Yes.
but that game also had Manhandler,
Manhandler.
What?
and nobody likes that plant boss.
Oh, though that thing, yeah. Anyway, yeah. But just saying in general, like it's a Zelda title,
Yeah, so they
you
pay more
know.
love and attention to that game, of course, compared to that one. Yeah.
But Zelda's not known for combat. That's the thing. And so you take a title like that and it has all this, love and care into it, all the nods and references. Then you get Fire Emblem, a game which would actually fit
A
the
war setting.
style
A
of
war setting.
Dynasty Warriors,
Yeah.
and it's just lazy and also looks cheap. You
Well,
know,
I would. I
And then
guess.
you look at its crossover with Persona.
Hmm.
which I think did better than Warriors.
And now we
It
have Breath
wasn't
of the
good.
Wild. Now we have
It
Breath of the
wasn't good,
Wild.
Looks
but
like you're
like,
dreaming.
eh,
Well, I
but
mean, in terms
yeah,
in terms of the game, I guess if I when I play it for the channel, the main campaign, um, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Going in here gives you the Sothis shield, which I'm pretty sure there's more of a bigger mechanic for this, but this is if you don't want to take massive damage from magic for 3 turns. You're able to use Sothis. This is a DLC, I think, only thing. I could be wrong, or a new game plus thing. Regardless, this is I did not experience this the first time I played. Pretty much, she gives you huge amounts of resistance for you and a surrounding group of allies for 3 turns, and it's really
hmm
good when it comes to defending from magic. So there's that. But in terms of graphics, talking about the Warriors game, I thought it was serviceable. I have to go
it's
back and play it.
serviceable. Yeah, but it's disappointing.
I don't think here's one thing. I don't think Nintendo's gonna give Fire Emblem for a very long time the Final Fantasy look treatment in terms
No,
of
no,
how
I
models look.
wouldn't expect it to, but like I'd expect it to at least get a treatment like Zelda.
And unfortunately, due to
Like
this game selling like hotcakes, similar to how the new Paper Mario game came out, Origami, they're gonna see is numbers, and they're gonna say, well, people like it this way, so we don't have to try as hard.
Yeah,
which is stupid because you gotta also realize this game is on a popular console, and of course it's gonna make
of
more
course it's
sell
gonna
more units.
sell.
Yeah, of course it's gonna sell more units because more people are buying. But yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot I could recruit. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can't really recruit people until I get higher stat increases. So we'll be back for that. Expect middle of the first part of the game me spamming recruiting every time I'm on the field, because that may or may not work. Okay, let's go get some
Less
seeds
people to
here.
kill.
Yeah, just it all comes down to raising your skill and all that. Let's go harvest stuff. Yeah. Also, yeah, the other point of planting the seeds every time you come into the gardening section is you'll get ingredients to make food, and by getting food, you're able to make dishes for characters, raising essentially their friendly points with you, and then unlocking conversations along the way. It is really good. You, in typical fashion, how the game starts, you are surrounded by what you call it, a whole bunch of food at the beginning of the game. But then in the second part of the game, food is really hard to come by, which makes sense because of the whole war setting. But I just found that very interesting how inverse the food supply is later in the game.
Hmm.
I believe I should have access to this part. This is the shop. First time we're actually viewing it here. This is pretty much your default plan if you forget to access the marketplace when you're
And
in the
then
beginning.
Mario jumps in and punches Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, this is the stage. I forget about this part.
Yep.
This is the stage, guys. This is the Smash Brothers reference. Goodness. Also, this is Best Boy right here. This is the what's his name again? It's the Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing to report.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you that I'm meme worthy. Also, that's one thing I love about the voice actors for this game. They are very much aware of the memes of this game like when it came out, because I think a lot of
There
them
are a
did.
lot of YouTube videos of them.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. What's this? Interact. Oh yeah, this
There's
is.
also another.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
There's also another gatekeeper who's also meme worthy, but we all love the original.
Yeah, he's not discount gatekeeper, but he's pretty good in his own right. The guy from the underground.
Yeah.
You little fish.
So what were you saying before I interrupted?
Oh yeah, so this is when they introduced the mechanic that was not in the base game, where you could just feed the cats and the dogs. At first I thought it was completely worthless, like the novelty of feeding them. But if you feed them enough times, they'll actually give you some items. Sometimes it's a rare item that you can't get in normally. So there's that.
I would do that even if they didn't give me items.
I mean, well, there's no actual animation of you feeding them the stuff, so it's almost like, why am I doing this?
Because it's precious.
This black cat over here.
No animations. Gee, it's almost like the devs were lazy.
Well, yeah, this was
Or
not part of the base
perhaps the
game.
game was just incomplete. Hmm.
Well, what are the odds that
Hmm.
they actually complete the game? Maybe like Fire Emblem Three Houses Plus, and for like an additional $30, they say, oh, all the parts that we kind of skimped out on, they're not here. Would you be happy with the game then? Reg.
$30. Oh.
Third for
Oh,
30.
there's Eloise.
Oh yeah, Luis over here. Let's
Which
go see.
means that the other two guardians should be
Well,
somewhere.
Shamir was in front of the garden.
Oh, did I just um run past her?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go.
He, he was at the. She was in front of the garden.
Let's see. That's Hilda. That's probably that's so bored. Let's see. I can't go there. We're in the garden here. No, that's Manuela. It's the garden. It's the garden you spoke of, right? Oh, this is.
No, the one with the seeds.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Garden, what was it? Greenhouse? What?
Yeah, I'm going there right now.
Garden? Whatever shit. Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
This Shamir. I don't know what to make of her. She's kind of something, I
Well,
guess.
apparently everybody really likes her.
She like
Mark
female
finds her
Sasuke,
boring.
huh?
Mark finds her boring.
Yeah, it's like she's just kind of here.
I don't know. I don't know too much.
She's just a professional assassin that just happened to be
Yeah.
hired by the church, and she just kind of like, oh, they pay me, so I guess I'll just
And
do
she's
it.
all
And also, she's the least loyal because I
mercenary.
guess she kind of realizes that it's kind of screwed up in the head.
Well, she's mainly just there for a paycheck.
True, you don't care when there's money on the line.
Although she is kind of interested in certain, what was it, horse rider over there,
Horse rider, horse rider, horse rider.
Catherine.
Catherine? Oh yeah, she's gay for her.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember. I remember that was like,
basically.
I remember that was like the biggest joke that Ramses was talking about. Let's get we want to raise affection with other units that are not on our group. So everyone besides Leone, we will go ahead and give food right away. So let's see. Let's get Nuke in here. I guess we're just gonna call her Nuke now. Yeah, that's what I think that'll be the joke name I give her in my book. Just everyone will just ignore the fact that her name is Lysithia and just call her Nuke. So you're probably wondering why am I spamming food with everybody? Well, by doing
Not
this,
real.
you pretty much raise the chance of them actually liking you and will join your house without actually having to have good stats.
Are we on a new part?
No, I've been hitting parts left and right. This will be our last one because we're hitting 11.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure you covered this already earlier.
Oh, the food aspect?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think you described that earlier.
Oh, okay, well, it goes without saying.
Food is
I've
OP for people who are in and out of your house.
yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So I'm not really focusing on my own people. I'm just trying to appeal to them because it makes it easier. But yeah, so that's why I'm just wasting all my 10 days. Normally, if you play on new game on a fresh new file, you only have maybe like 1 day to feed people. Because New Game Plus, I have all 10 days, so I'm able to just breeze through here and make it easier for me to recruit. New Game Plus just to me is like my go-to. Like I played the game legitimately the first time, all right, but I have more fun playing New Game Plus. And at the very end of the day, aren't games there to have fun?
No,
Exactly. Thank you, Reggie, for not interrupting me. But yeah, I love playing this game on New Game Plus. There's just so much more options you can play with and be more creative with tactics and junk. Let's see. We got 5 more days. I guess I'll just go ahead and feed these people here. Vegetable stir fry. Also, don't waste food on Ado Garden Cloud. You're just giving them food for no reason.
I'm kind of amazed that there are even options.
Well, you can get
Yeah.
optional dialogue with them, but it'll never go as far as you expect
Oh,
it to
you
go.
won't get anything from Hubert any either.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so yeah, I found out the hard way because I that was during the time when I was thinking, okay, maybe I could recruit the other lords. No.
So when do the Ashen Wolves come out?
Oh yeah, the Ashen Wolves. Let's go see them. uh, actually, there was a point in time where I think when this day started, they said, oh, you can now go into the underground, which the entrance is right over here. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see.
Glad we're sneaking this in before we
So
got
that
the
whole
session.
part where you were feeding them is was that a glimpse of what pairs you're going to be doing?
Oh no, right now I'm just trying. They're not on the team yet, so I just picked random ones. So
Okay.
that way I could get them to join me. Then once they're on my team, then I'll start the shipping. Don't worry, I'm not crazy. So this area here opens up once you get on this first week of actual like create the freedom to do whatever you want with your time. So this opens up to the Ashen Wolves area, which is Abyss. Uh, as you can tell, everything's loading in as it should be. This opens up an entirely new area under the church that wasn't in the base game. I applaud them for having an actual map that came with this instead of oh we just off screen went to go talk to the Ashen Wolves. So
Right?
this guy is the gatekeeper. He's aka Abyss Keeper. I love this guy's character arc. When I first played the New Game Plus with this access to the map open, he starts off really condescending to you because he thinks that
Yep.
you're one of the people that think they're all stuck up upstairs. But then over the course of time, as the plot goes on, a Saros knight shows up because bad things are happening, and he starts talking about how much he hates him. And then when the guy leaves, he's all depressed because he's alone again. And then
Yep.
eventually he starts saying, "I miss the dude." And then the dude comes back and says, "I just figured I'd just chill out here." And the guy gets all happy. They're like, "Oh, can you believe this guy? He missed me. I can't believe he couldn't live life without me here." And it just kind of completes the entire arc. I thought that was pretty funny and charming at the same time.
Yeah.
So you can talk to any of these guys here, and I believe they'll just join you on the spot. Um, okay, so here's one thing that I thought was very interesting. So when you play the DLC, they have the story play out before the time skip happens. Now I'm stopping here because there's a point to what I'm going to make here. They have this story where all these events happen with the simp guy being the bad guy at the very end, yada yada. But when you play the main campaign from the start, right here, they act as if they are barely meeting you for the first time, as if the DLC didn't happen, which I thought was kind of weird because they make no reference to the DLC story. They're just like, yeah, this place exists underground. Also, do you mind if I join you and be part of your team? That's just kind of how it is, and you just accept that.
Well, when does the DLC take place?
And it technically takes place before the Edelgard reveal.
Okay.
And
Which also makes sense, because the
you fix your mic, bro.
which also doesn't make much sense since the students accompanying the leaders don't really remember you either.
Hmm.
And these guys do not require a stat buff or anything. You could recruit them anytime, which I'm doing right now. So this guy is my favorite of the Ashen Wolves, Balthus. I like him because he looks strong, and I like his crunk-like attitude. So yeah, I'm just gonna invite him, and he's gonna be one of my primary units to use in the game. So expect a lot of Balthus. Yeah, he's practically like my favorite one of the group. The other ones are just kind of interesting, to say the least.
We got split personality. We got Lady and Man 3.0. We got uh,
You mean Hakuto?
nihilistic.
Speaking of her, this is nihilistic right here. This is Reggie if he was a female. uh, have we met before? See, look, have we met before? They don't take reference to what happened in DLC. That kind of weirded me out. Because it's like, well, then why make an entire story about it when you could just have the story be said through this opening here?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. So again, you could recruit the other two members here. Though I think I'm gonna stop it here now because we're already over 11 o'clock and I don't want to go any further than that. So
Yeah, we
yeah,
don't really need to show this happening.
yeah. So I will stop it here and yeah. Thank you guys for watching. So next week we'll go back to Sunshine, beat the game, and then the week after that we'll continue this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation with Fire Emblem. I know I did. I learned a couple things
Bye
today from you
bye.
guys. So
Yeah.
your Fire Emblem knowledge was actually really helpful, Reggie, in keeping the conversation going.
Which is funny because I don't really have much.
I mean, neither do I. Like my only experience with this game is Fates and Three Houses, and maybe Warriors, but I don't think that counts.
5 whole runs of Blue Lions, apparently.
Yeah, Blue Lions. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you some other time. Bye bye.